following is brought to you by Cranbrook Television Limited.
Welcome to Round Town.
1978 Sam Steele Days Parade.
1980, there's a period when
to Rocky Horror.
This is my guest, Roy Orbison.
Ken Carell, Wayne, thank you once again. Well, let me introduce to you the two fuzzy-wuzzy friends that have been out there giving everybody bear hugs, the official mascots of the 15th Olympic Winter Games, Heidi and Howdy. How you guys doing? Good? You been out there having a good time? Boy, you look like you're wired tonight, Heidi and Howdy. You guys having a good time? Did you have a big workout today? Yeah, lots of training in preparation for the Olympics? Yeah? Let me introduce you formally. Ladies and gentlemen, first time in Olympic history, there has been a pair of mascots, Heidi and Howdy together. There you go. And it's the first time in Olympic history, and we're very, very proud of it. There has been a female mascot, Heidi. There you go, Heidi. Good for you, Heidi. Howdy, what's the matter with you? Oh, what do you mean? Just because everybody cheered for her? They'll cheer for you. Come on. Yeah, they'll cheer. There you go. Howdy, I'd recommend you move a little this way. Your hat is smoking, and you're gonna end up as Smokey the Bear there next to the heater. There you go. Listen, how you two doing? Good? Can you show these folks some of the sports in the 15th Olympic Winter Games and see if they can guess what you're doing? You guys yell out what they're doing, all right? Heidi, you go first. Heidi. Basketball is played in the winter, but it is not in the Winter Olympics. It's in the Summer Olympics. That's not in the Winter Olympics, all right? Show them one of the sports from the Winter Olympics. I know basketball is your favorite, but no, dancing's not in the Olympics either. You like to dance, right? Yeah, I know. You really like to groove. All right. Ski jumping. That's right. Good for you. Listen, Brad, what sport do you like to do?
Hockey.
Do you play hockey here in town?
Yeah.
Scored any goals this year?
Yeah.
Good for you. How many? I don't even remember. All right. All right, come over here, sweetheart. What's your name?
Jocelyn.
Hi, Jocelyn. What sport do you like to do?
Figure skating.
Are you going to the Olympics in Calgary?
Not yet.
Not yet, eh? Maybe we can persuade Mom and Dad to take you. Listen, have you two ever been in a bobsled? Do you know what a bobsled looks like? I'll tell you what we're going to do. They just chose the Canadian Olympic team. There's 116 members, but we're going to have you two try out for the Cranbrook Olympic bobsled team, all right? Now, before we start this, just a second here. Hold on a second. We don't want you to get your clothes dirty, all right? Heidi, show them how to sit in the bobsled, all right? Come on, sit down there. That's the bobsled. You sit down. Jocelyn, you come and sit in her lap. There you go, right in her lap, right there. Brad, you get in behind. There you go. Wrap your legs around. In close. There you go. Wrap your legs around. Get in close. There you go. Now, 1, 2, 3. Howdy, get in the sled. What do you mean, no way? You get in the sled right now, or I'm not going to give you supper tonight. You get in there. What's the matter? Oh, I get it. Woman driver. Get in there. Hey, easy. Okay. We're just having fun here. Get in here, howdy. Right now. There you go. In tight. Come on, this is a close team. You ready to go, Jocelyn? Do you know how to drive, Jocelyn? Do you? I hope not. Hold your hands up there like you're driving a car, all right, or riding your bicycle. Now, when I tell you left, right, you turn, left or right, all right? Are you ready? Heidi, what's the matter with you? Just close your eyes, all right? There you go. No. Sit down. Here we go. On your mark. Get set. Go. Big turn to the right. No, right. Heidi and Howdy. Hello, guys. Right. All right? You ready? No. My right. All right. Here we go. On your mark. Get set. Go. Big turn to the right. I tell you, the team here of Cranbrook's never going to make it to the Olympics if you guys don't get it right. Heidi and Howdy, come on, you're goofing up here. All right? Big turn to the right. There we go. Howdy. The right. Okay, we're on the track. On the right. There we go. Now turn to the left. Another one to the right. Brad, get with it, all right? Another one to the left. Another one to the right. Over to the left. Now wait there. 360-degree Kreisel turn coming up. 4 G-forces on the brain. Stay over there more than 4 seconds, you pass out. Here we go, into the Kreisel. There we go, Jocelyn, into the Kreisel. Howdy, don't fall out of the sled. Get back in there. Okay, another one to the left. Right and through the finish line. All right. Gold medal performance. Good for you, Jocelyn. There we go, Heidi. Brad, come on up here, big fella. There you go. Listen, I want to give each of you an Olympic pin for helping me out, all right? There you go. Thanks very much, Brad. Thanks, Jocelyn. Thanks very much. What's the matter with you, Howdy? Come on, you're not that tired. Heidi, give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. That'll get him going. There you go. Thanks, Heidi and Howdy. Thanks, Brad. Thanks, Jocelyn. Bye, Heidi and Howdy. Say goodbye to the folks. You go out there and give them big bear hugs. Well, you know, no torch relay or no efforts of any program could ever happen without volunteers and help. And tonight we want to say thank you to people like your mayor, the Cranbrook Torch Welcome Committee, the Lions, and other service organizations who worked very hard to put together today's celebrations of the torch, and I think we should give them a big round of applause, all right? And right now I'd like to introduce a few guests to join me on stage. These people have worked very, very hard behind the scenes to make sure that the Olympic Torch Relay team could share the flame with you today. Would you please make welcome, first of all, the MP for Kootenay East, Revelstoke, Mr. Stan Graham. Mr. Graham, good to see you again. The MLA for Kootenay, Ms. Ann Edwards. Ann? The Mayor of Cranbrook, His Worship Rick Jensen. Rick? Chairman of the Cranbrook Torch Celebration Committee, Mr. Brian Tully. Brian? President of the Cranbrook Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Gary Knight. Citizen of the Year in 1987, Bud and Maxine Caldwell. Mrs. Caldwell? The sweetheart of Sam Steele Days, Ms. Maureen Kenley. And from Petro Canada, the Industrial Sales Manager, Stan Parker. Stan? Come on up here, Stan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of our ceremony, and we appreciate your excitement and involvement today. Well, there is an Olympic spirit that we all share as Canadians. Whatever we do, in sport, at work, or in our everyday lives, we bring the Olympic spirit to life whenever we determine to do our very, very best. Yes, every time we see individuals in the pursuit of excellence, striving for the best, we are witnessing the Olympic spirit. From our athletes like Brian Orser and Gaetan Boucher and Laurie Graham, who have trained for years to become the best in the world, to the young 10-year-old girl from British Columbia who wrote us and told us she hadn't missed one day of training in her preparation to carry the torch. These all exemplify the Olympic spirit. That same Olympic spirit, which brings the world together each and every time the Olympic Games are held, we have found in all the communities across Canada. The same Olympic ideals that nurture and shape our Olympic athletes, courage, commitment, perseverance, and the ability to be the best are manifest across Canada. The Celebration 88 medals, awarded by the Government of Canada here tonight as proud Olympic partners, are intended to honor those Canadians who represent the Olympic ideals, individuals who demonstrate the spirit of the Olympics and who are an inspiration not only to your athletes, but to your community as well. So today, as we celebrate the spirit of the Olympics, I ask you to join me in recognizing a number of your citizens who made outstanding contributions to the life of your community. The citizens of Cranbrook have selected these celebration medalists, and I would like to call upon Mr. Stan Graham to join me in presenting the Celebration 88 awards to the following 6 people. Let's give them a warm welcome as they come up here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it goes without saying, the achievement of any project is often powered by the contribution of volunteers. Our first medal is given to someone who has contributed to your community greatly as a volunteer. The recipient of the Celebration 88 Volunteer Medal is Sandra Reed. Sandra? Sandra Reed. Sandra has been a dedicated, unselfish, highly constructive volunteer who has contributed of her time and talents to the field of the sport of figure skating. Sandra is deserving because more than seeking recognition for her efforts, she seeks support and recognition for the art and the beauty of figure skating. Sandra, congratulations and thank you for your commitment to the sport of figure skating here in Cranbrook. Well, there are stories, legends, books, and films about the dedication and commitment of the singular individuals who have nurtured greatness within many of our finest athletes. The word coach is synonymous with fortitude, willpower, determination, and above all, understanding. The recipient of the Celebration 88 Award in the coach category is Colin Patterson. Colin? Colin Patterson, one of the knowledgeable men in the sport of hockey everywhere. He has given freely of his time to pass this knowledge on to the kids so that they can enjoy the game even more and at a higher level of performance. He has written his own coaching manuals adapted by the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association. Colin, congratulations. Thank you for your commitment to sport in this community. Well, volunteers and coaches would not be able to make their contributions if it were not for the athletes. And you have many talented athletes here in Cranbrook, and you have chosen to receive the Celebration 88 Male Athlete Award, Greg Benson. Greg? Hansen. Greg is loaded with natural talent. Greg has throughout his minor hockey career displayed true leadership and sportsmanship-like characteristics, which today, combined with his huge potential, make him one of the better hockey players prospects in our country today. Greg, congratulations. Maybe someday he'll be playing for the Canadian Olympic team. As well, you have chosen a recipient of the Celebration 88 Female Athlete Medal, and the recipient is Nikki Armstrong. Nikki? Nikki Armstrong. Nikki holds the rank of brown belt in judo, the second highest belt in judo. She has attained many successes for a young lady of 16 and has a mature attitude in helping the club. She is always ready to take over and lead the judo class when the instructor needs her to. She has sportsmanlike attitude and her sense of fair play is exemplary. Nikki has been selected to the provincial judo team again this year for the 3rd straight year. Nikki, congratulations. Nikki, you have a torchbearer's uniform. When did you run? Today? Whereabouts? By Yak? Was it fun? Exciting? Big thrill? All right. Don't go crying on me. I can see a tear in your eye. Well, the unsung hero of many sporting events is the official, who is to make numerous judgment calls, which aren't always popular, but are always made with fair play in mind. In the official category, this representative of your community has served you tirelessly. The recipient of the Celebration 88 official medal is Elf McDonald. Elf? Elf McDonald. In his capacity as an official, he has worked in and around this area for 40 years as an umpire. And even this year, as he turned 65 years of age, he was still at the ball fields at every opportunity and in readiness to help out. Elf, thank you for your commitment to the young people and to baseball in this community. We like to say, you've blown a lot of whistles on people in this community. Congratulations. Well, participation in sport is very rewarding. Not only does it give us an opportunity to keep our bodies fit and able, but it also gives us an opportunity to interact with others in our community. Making this possible is more often than not the privilege of a company, a corporation, a fundraising organization, or a singular individual. The recipient of the Celebration 88 sponsor medal is Apollo Ristorante and Steakhouse, accepting is George Poulis. George? Apollo Ristorante and Steakhouse. George Poulis. George is always the first person to volunteer his time and the services of his restaurant, the Apollo Ristorante Steakhouse, to help the seniors in our community, service organizations, and minor sport teams. Congratulations, George, and thank you for your commitment to the sport and the community of Cranbrook. Ladies and gentlemen, your Celebration 88 medalists, please step right up to the front. Come on, be bold, right up front.
It shines like the light in a true believer's eyes, with the warmth and the beauty that touches all our lives, and the energy it gives as it passes from hand to hand will be felt by everyone across the land. Share the spirit, share the glory, share this moment in our never-ending story. Come together, heart to heart, everybody has a heart. Share the flame, share the flame. It's as old as the mountain, and given its name. It's as young as the children whose dreams will find the flame. This is our shining hour, our moment in the sun. Come and let your light will shine for everyone. Share the spirit, share the glory, share this moment in our never-ending story. Come together, heart to heart, everybody has a heart. Share the flame, share the flame, share the spirit, share the glory, share this moment in our never-ending story. Come together, heart to heart, everybody has a heart. Share the flame, share the flame, share the flame.
Of course, that's the theme song of the Olympic Torch Relay. Well, our incoming runner will be Gary Billmark. And I want you all to hold your candles up, all right? There you go, because when the torch comes in, you want to give it a big salute. There you go. Our journey began November 17th in St. John's, Newfoundland, when the first torch was lit from the Olympic flame. Now the spirit of the flame is moving across Canada with the Olympic torch relay, bringing all Canadians and communities from coast to coast closer and closer together. This is day 78, as I said, on our way to the 15th Olympic Winter Games. The Olympic flame has now traveled more than 14,252.3 kilometers, and there are 3,637.7 more to go before we open the Olympic Games in Calgary on February 13th. We are making history. Indeed, we are all part of a great history-making occasion. Why? Because never before in Olympic history has an undertaking of this magnitude ever been attempted. The road to the Olympic Games in Calgary is the longest Olympic torch relay ever. We'll be covering 18,000 kilometers in 88 days, in the middle of a Canadian winter. We will pass through every province and territory, and in doing so, bring the Olympics to all of Canada. By carrying the flame, the torchbearers not only bring the Olympic spirit into each community, but they also give the flame a bit of themselves as well. Imagine then the richness of the flame when we share it with the world. The story of this day can be told to future generations. The story of the day, the first event of the 1988 Winter Olympics, came to Cranbrook. 7,000 torchbearers on foot, in wheelchairs, snowmobiles, cross-country skis, snowshoes, dog sleds, boats, planes, and helicopters. Canadians from every corner of our nation, Canadians from all walks of life, people like you and me. Canadians across this land are inspired by the Olympic torch relay. Nearly 7 million requests were made to carry the torch, and hundreds, yes thousands of people already have lined the routes leading to the Games. And by being here today, you and your friends have given evidence that Canada is alive with the Olympic spirit, the spirit of the flame. When talking about the Olympic torch relay, the words once in a lifetime keep reoccurring. One of our torchbearers wrote, "The Olympic torch relay will link people from all over Canada. It's incredible to know that the torch I will carry was held by someone in Newfoundland and will be passed on to someone in the Yukon." The torchbearer who wrote these words knew about the spirit of the flame. You see, there are 7,000 stories like that. 7,000 very real, very human stories of hopes and aspirations and Olympic dreams that can come true. Cranbrook, your Olympic dream has come true. There's the flame. Let's give it a real warm Olympic welcome. Hold your candles up high. There we go. And Canadian Olympic history, folks. From now on, the Olympic flame will always have a more personal meaning, symbolizing a brilliant moment in your lives, the day the Olympic Winter Games came to Cranbrook. The proud occasion when everyone in Cranbrook had the opportunity to feel like an Olympian. Yes, the Olympic torch relay does bring it home for us all. Please join me in singing the last part of O Canada from God Keep Our Land. Gentlemen, take off your hats. We have a rule, Gary, the torchbearer is never supposed to take his hat off for fear of getting burned. So we want to make sure you put that hat back on. Well, we're one step closer to the beginning of the 15th Olympic Winter Games, and I now call upon your mayor, Rick Jensen, to officially welcome the flame for the citizens of Cranbrook. Your worship.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Gary. I wear this hat on Sam Steele days, and I thought tonight, for Jim in Calgary, I would wear it again.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Indian chief in Prince Edward Island took my hat.
Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you for sharing the spirit of the flame today. This is certainly a proud moment for me and a proud moment for Cranbrook. I'm deeply moved by a community that believes and demonstrates so strongly the spirit of the Olympic effort. I would also, along with Jim, like to express our gratitude to Petro-Canada for making this day happen. We will always remember this day, the day when, through the flame, we shared our community with the rest of Canada. Many of our citizens have worked long and hard to share the flame. I thank them for their Olympic effort. I thank them for their support. I'm deeply touched by the dedication I see in our citizens, and I'm proud of the way in which our community has come together to welcome and be part of the Olympic torch relay. In welcoming the Olympic flame to our community, we share in a joyous nationwide journey, a journey of the Olympic flame linking Canadians together across Canada. The flame is here, and this moment is ours. The flame has come to us through a combined effort of thousands of Canadians from all across our land. The flame has brought to us the spirit of the Olympic Games. We will see it off in the morning to the Olympics with the spirit of Cranbrook. The spirit of the Olympic Games, which is symbolized and embodied in this flame, is like the candle that conquers the darkness. It is, to paraphrase the poet, a simple symbol of the greatness that shines within us all. Our hopes and dreams go with the flame as it lights a path to the Games in Calgary. Thank you, Cranbrook, for coming out.
Rick, don't run away on me. It's been the tradition everywhere we go to share the flame with as many people as possible. And I would ask you to go over there and pry Gary's fingers off the handle. Sometimes you got to break their arm to get it free, but you go over there and take it off and hold it up first of all. There you go. Give your people a big salute. There we go. And then I would ask you to share it with our guests on stage. Let them pass it along. And as they're doing that, folks, I would ask you, in the true spirit of the Olympic Games, as Baron Pierre de Coubertin said, the idea is to participate, not just to win. Turn to somebody next to you. Come on, turn to somebody next to you. Give them a smile. Shake their hand. Tell them your name. And then give them a great big Olympic-sized hug, all right? The 15th Olympic Winter Games and Petro-Canada, the sponsor and organizer of the Torch Relay, we are proud to present to Cranbrook tonight a special plaque to commemorate this historic occasion. I will now call upon the representative Stan Parker from Petro-Canada to present the plaque to Mr. Jensen.
Mayor Jensen, we're very happy to present this plaque to you, and we hope you have a special spot for it in City Hall. The plaque reads, "Share the Flame, presented to the people of Cranbrook on the occasion of the Olympic Torch Relay, November 17, 1987 to February 13, 1988, the 15th Olympic Winter Games. Petro-Canada, sponsor and organizer, Olympic Torch Relay."
Thank you very much. Well, the Olympic spirit is a youthful spirit, full of energy, full of hope, and full of promise. And the Olympic Games are a celebration of youth within us all. If there's any group of people who remember this special hour more vividly than any other, it is our young people. I'd now like to call upon one of your young people to tell you what the Olympic spirit means to her and the young people of Cranbrook. Please welcome Catherine Oliver. Catherine?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Catherine Oliver, and I'm the representative of all of the Cranbrook Elementary Schools. What does the Olympic torch mean to you? I think it symbolizes peace and friendship throughout the world. We are not striving for this goal as people from British Columbia or from the rest of the country. but simply as human beings working together to create a memorable experience for all. The torch relay travels through every province and territory, which links all Canadians together in a special way. Everybody needs a hero, whether it is an Olympic champion to a fairy tale character, and I'm sure the torch relay will satisfy many hearts. At this very minute, millions of people are volunteering their time and effort, training and organizing for the torch relay. For torch bearers especially, this becomes an event they will remember and cherish all their lives. We should all feel proud of our country for participating so well in this worldwide event.
All right. Catherine, good job. Said it so well. Listen, I wonder if you and I can make a little deal. Do you have an extra copy of that? You don't have another one at home? Okay. I'm always looking for good material, and you did an outstanding job. I want to make a little trade with you. I trade you a copy of that speech for a chance to hold the torch for the young people of Cranbrook. Is that a deal? Can I have that one? There we go. You go over there and hold the torch up high for the young people of Cranbrook. There you go. Didn't she do a good job? Yeah, outstanding. Good job, Catherine. Give it back to the torchbearer there. Don't run away with it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we send the torchbearer back on the road with your best wishes, we want to share some warmth with all of you. And you've got your candles out there, and they look so beautiful tonight. And what we're going to do is our guests up here on stage are going to light their candles, and then they're going to come down to you and light your candles with theirs, so that you've got the real Olympic flame in those candles and not just one lit with a match, all right? So you in the front row especially may want to blow yours out right away, all right? And then they'll come down to you and give you the real Olympic flame. There we go. Well, Cranbrook, we've enjoyed sharing the flame with you today and tonight, and the flame now moves on to the Olympic Games, and it does so with dignity, majesty, and deep pride, that we pass the torch on to those who await its spirit. As we do so, we unite Canada more fully, a Canada whose past truths and freedoms are passed on to the hopes and dreams of the future. And when another generation walks upon this soil, the spirit of the flame, which we have shared today, will have made a difference. Gary, you got to finish your kilometer, all right? You're not quite done yet. You follow this good-looking guy here. Thank you, Cranbrook. This concludes our ceremony. Thank you for joining us. Catch the spirit of the flame and share it with all you know. And don't forget to tell those who couldn't join us tonight about the time when through the flame, the Olympic Games came to Cranbrook. Let's give them a real Olympic-sized send-off, all right? Thank you, Cranbrook.